The challenges faced by the school was the sheer volume of applications we received. Last year we received 798 applications for only 270 places, and under our admissions policy they're ranked by criteria, with priority given to children with special educational needs, children in care, children with extreme medical circumstances and children with a sibling at the school. After this, they're ranked by distance. We had to use a piece of software that would give us an accurate output of distance in case we're challenged by a parent or the local authority. We're able to say our results are accurate. Before we had access to TRACC, this was the first year we'd used TRACC. Previously, we had the local authority who coordinated our admissions. They used a piece of software which wasn't TRACC, and unfortunately, this software did not create the output that TRACC created. Their information was not as accurate as the TRACC software. Therefore, when we went to appeal for parents who were appealing for a place for their children, some of the distances were not completely correct. Therefore, we had to offer places to children due to maladministration. We believe that using the TRACC software, which we're now doing, would eradicate the need for maladministration because the results would be more accurate. TRACC's helped in the fact that we can bulk import all of our 798 applicants. We can import their X and Y coordinates of their home and import the X and Y coordinates of the school. The distance is then calculated through the TRACC software, giving a completely accurate result from X and Y coordinates. We believe the results were completely accurate, and last year when we had 53 appeals for places, with most of the school cases being distance, we were able to prove to the parents how we had worked out the distance. We had the process from the start to the finish of how the distance was calculated, which meant that the parents could see how it had been worked out. It was correct, it was accurate, and no children were admitted on appeal through distance, which meant that the pupil numbers were not over what they should have been. In our admissions policy, for the calculation for distance, we work it out on footpaths by the roadside to the school, so we don't allow alleyways, bicycle routes. But we do have one exception, which is a footbridge behind the school. The road output did not show the footbridge, so TRACC showed us how to put in the footbridge as an exception so that we could then put this into our calculations, as we do have quite a high number of pupils who use this footbridge to come to the school, so we knew then that the distance would be calculated correctly through TRACC on the footbridge. We initially had a telephone training session in front of the computer and the software, and they also had remote access to the computer so they could show me how to use the software remotely. After this, when I started using the software myself, they were always on hand by telephone or by email. If I was struggling with anything, they were able to help me. They were very useful, very efficient, and made the process of using TRACC very easy for us. I would recommend TRACC to other schools, as it is a helpful piece of software that helps the school give very accurate outputs of distances, which is what most schools will be challenged on when they do the ranking of admissions. It's accurate, it's useful and very easy to use, so I would recommend any school who is looking at changing how they do their admissions would look at this software.